Hey guys, happy Saturday. At least Saturday for most people because the markets are down. Yeah, I haven't put any money in Robinhood just yet. I was going to, but then I was watching markets on it with everything that's happening. I just want to see how things played out. And I am still looking at stuff for Robinhood. But this has been a really dumpy week. The cool thing though, I mean obviously everybody's down right now, but the cool thing is having money at the side, not allocated to things like stocks or crypto feels good because even though the market's dumped, you're not all the way down right now. Am I panicking? Not really. I'm so used to beer and bull seasons now. Like the biggest thing is what can we take opportunities on, right? We see that everybody's talking about this SpaceX IPO coming out, and that's going to be a big thing. But I don't understand the correlation between the jobs report and markets falling apart. I see a lot of people trying to make that argument online, but I just don't understand the argument. So you're saying that because the jobs report came out stronger than anticipated, that we have because that allows the Fed to say, "Oh, okay, people are doing well, so we could raise interest rates," which will cause markets to crash. Like, I don't get the correlation, right? That's what a lot of people are saying is leading into this whole thing, and I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know if people are just taking profits for this whole SpaceX IPO. And not just SpaceX, there's a lot of companies that are going to IPO along with SpaceX that I was looking into, but I'm not posting it here because I'm not giving you guys advice on those things. It's just things that are related to space exploration and travel companies. They look like they're going to be launching alongside, and some of them are already established alongside, like this whole IPO thing, right? So I don't know if that's like people just reallocating stocks to try and make money in other sectors and stuff. It's really interesting to see. But one thing we all see and know for sure now, market manipulation is 100% real. The big players are just going to keep taking off the top while everybody else suffers at the bottom because I'm pretty sure a lot of people panic sell yesterday, the day before, and so on and so forth. So if you don't have enough money for the long game, it's really hard to make it in this game, right? Because you may have to hold it years to get a small window. And I experienced that with XRP. I had to hold XRP for years to have a 2 to 3 month window to sell it at all time highs. Like, think about that, right? You had to hold something for 4 to 7 years to dead. Well, actually, it would have been 4 years if I had taken profits, right? But you had to hold something for 4 years to then sell at what you perceive to be the top. And you could be wrong, all right? And you have to hope it pans out. And that's the frustrating thing about investing. It's not easy. You have to hope and pray. You have to do your research, and still, you might be right, but the timing might be wrong, right? So it's a hard game. Even Michael Burry, right? One of the greatest investors of all time because he did the big short and stuff. He been betting for years that Tesla stock was going to go and done all kind of stuff, and he still didn't make money on those things, right? On his shorts for those companies, and he is considered to be one of the greatest minds in investments and shorting and calling calls and stuff, right? So if he and all is not getting some of these things right, who are we, right? Without the micro transaction bots and all kind of stuff, right? Um, just in general, things are kind of weird for the economy. So to talk about investing too is kind of tough, right? Because still things are high. Um, we see that auto loans and car debts are at all-time highs. Um, we see that just in general, things are just going crazy in terms of financing and stuff. If you don't own assets, I don't know how you're buying a house now, for example, right? Unless you are making at least a high six-figure income, and even then, to put 20% down on a home and then possibly have a 6% interest rate or something, it's insane for a house, right? My area, for example, where I live, the average home price is almost half a million. So even owning two homes here is like you're kind of priced out of buying another house unless you want to take on that financial risk, right? Of finding a renter and stuff like that. And well, I would suggest if you want to find a renter, definitely. This is not financial advice or anything, but just my own personal experience. Hire a property management company. It's a lot easier. I have links all over me and stuff. Um, what else is happening in the world? Still having a useless war. Don't understand why we're even fighting. um, what else? Oh, and then social economic issues, right? They're trying to make things kind of hot and dicey with race wars and stuff, but I don't know. It's just a lot happening and everything. But what I want to do, like I should have done this earlier this week, but I don't know, just kind of procrastinating. But I really do want to start making like daily videos and stuff. So I'm gonna commit myself for the next 6 months to try to do that. Um, just to give you guys my outlook on things and also to build a channel up and actually try to touch on things that I'm pretty sure other people are thinking about too, right? Um, this is going to be a busy weekend because we have like sports going on, but definitely we'll try to continue touching on stuff. But for people who are out there wondering what you should be doing or have are wondering what their next step should be, well, me personally, I am going back to school to try to get in the healthcare field, and I also still do the financial stuff, but I'm going to actually apply myself to that because um, even though I have my certifications, I haven't really been headhunting and stuff because I'm going off of my perception and where I think people are financially. I'm like, well, I would feel weird if somebody comes and ask me for to invest in like life insurance or invest in stocks and stuff now, given the fact that the economy is so high and inflation and stuff. But I guess I can't think of the way I'm thinking. I have to think like there are people out there with the means to invest and afford certain things still. So I have to think along those ways, right? I can't look at things based on what I'm perceiving people are going through based on the news and stuff. So for you guys, there are jobs to be had, right? But I mean, what's the safety net on them? How much are you gonna get if you do go to these jobs and stuff? And that's why I'm looking into medical too, because like in the medical field, you're gonna get paid a good stipend depending on what jobs you get. Like if you get to become a physician assistant or a nurse, albeit nursing seems to be a very tough field because of how people are treated and spoken to by patients and for their families sometimes. But I haven't experienced it, so I can't really speak on that. I'm just going off of what I've seen people talk about online, right? But yeah, I really think the smartest thing to do right now is to get a trade or a skill. So it doesn't have to be medical, it could be something like plumbing or electrician or something that is needed without the use of robots for now. Because to me, the writing is on the wall in a lot of the sectors. So, um, anyways, you guys tell me what you think. Comment down below. This is just me rambling a little bit. It's just everything that's just been happening this week and stuff. Cryptos and stuff, I'm not really worried about. If going back to that, cryptos and stocks, at this point in time, the market's so manipulated and stuff, and we're in a hyperinflation type of economy. Asset prices dropped, right? But in my opinion, and just to summarize, and I could be absolutely wrong, this is not financial advice, things are going to go back up because where else are you going to put your money, right? Assets at all-time highs because inflation exists. The US dollar, as much as it's strong right now because it has ebbs and flows, is strong against certain assets right now, but I don't think that's going to last because it's inflationary. And because of that, assets are also going to rise to meet the demands, right? Because eventually people are going to want to buy cars, people want to buy gold, silver, houses. So something has to go up and something has to go down. So we'll see. I just don't see how things come down at this point, especially with jobs report 140 something. I don't know. All right, take care.